Tommy is the one who killed Angela.
The fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
It does. If Angela got in the middle of something she shouldn't have and Tommy saw an opportunity, it does. Tommy wanted to hurt him, and killing Angela was the one way to hurt him the most.
What is happening, y'all? Man, they took a character that I thought was boring as hell in Paz and made her whole recap of what happened interesting.
They did.
I enjoyed it. This is going to be our Power Season 6, Episode 12, recap of what happened, the top 10 WTF moments. Please subscribe, everyone that has came here, because I instructed you to come here to the new Life Game Review channel. Of course, this is my pregnant wife. Say hey.
Oh, goodness. You don't have to say pregnant.
I'm very proud she's pregnant, and it's probably going to be a girl. For all of you all that came to my channel trying to get the Power Season 6 t-shirts, the winners are my homegirl Colleen, this homegirl right here, and my man the dad. You all won Power Season 6 t-shirts, and if you guys want to win one, just leave me a comment that you came from my old channel to the new one and how you felt about Episode 12. The number 10 WTF moment. Paz is one of the people that has been stalking Ghost throughout Season 6, where we thought it could have been Tate's boy Will Roberson. We thought it could have been Cedric the Entertainer and the crew. We find out that one of the people that was following Ghost was Paz. And do they let you have your sister's utility vehicle from the police? Because she's still driving her sister's car.
Must be nice. I didn't know that.
What do you think about Paz following Ghost around as if she's going to kill him?
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Mm-hmm. She was never one that I had in a running of being following him around. But I mean, it fits. It makes sense.
I never believed it. I mean, when that girl hopped out the car like she was gonna shoot Ghost, I know Paz wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. I'm just like, why y'all? To me, they didn't even have to waste time on that. We knew Paz wasn't gonna shoot Ghost. I don't understand why they took that narrative and had Paz following Ghost around. They could have just added more mystery to this whole story and just let it be somebody. They didn't have to use that for Paz, I felt like.
Yeah.
No more than to show us that the government is very generous and letting her keep her sister's government vehicle.
Right.
So,
the vehicle, she had the car, she had the gun, she had so many other, she had Angela's goodie bag. Basically.
Yeah, basically. The number 9 WTF moment. Paz's timeline is spliced up in non-sequential order and it's out of sync with the other suspects that was headed to truth from the trailers we've seen previous to this episode. And what do you think was the significance of them showing that her timeline was out of sync leading up to the events of Ghost being killed?
I mean, it just adds to the mystery. They had us thinking, was it 6 people potentially that could have killed Ghost?
Right.
And by making it appear that Paz was walking towards truth at the same time that everybody else was, that means we're leaving her on the list of suspects who could have done it.
Right.
But clearly, she was there way before.
Way before, yeah.
He got shot. But they made us think that she was there when it happened.
Right.
And so seeing that makes you go back and look at the list of people who were there and wonder, were they actually all there at the same time?
Right. Because
they may not have been.
Even through this recount of her day, basically, she was only there when the crowd was there.
Yeah.
The whole entire time. Probably when Ghost got shot, she was leaving that hair salon, remember? When she met Rodriguez, before Rodriguez got punched by Dre, she met up with Rodriguez during that time at night and then just went away, and we'll talk about what happened later on. But she was never there when it was close to the time that he would have closed up Truth and been alone.
Right. So that makes you think, was Tate there?
Right.
Was Cooper Sacks there? You know.
We know what happened with Dre.
Right.
Right.
Right. And so Dre was there, Rodriguez was there.
Right.
The other ones, you have no idea
what's going on.
Right.
The number 8 WTF moment. Paz, in essence, sacrificed Angela's dead body and that cell phone evidence in a spite of revenge to get Ghost and lose the benefits that Angela had left for her. How dumb can you get? what is going on with this writing? We seen Dre be dumb last week, and we see Paz being a doe in headlights dumb this week. What's up?
I have no idea. Well, I mean, some people, revenge, you'll do anything to get revenge. You can't say she don't get the Sister of the Year award because she went hard for her sister.
She went hard for her sister, but her sister is dead, and you need to
Right.
to live your life and live a legacy that says Angela didn't die in vain.
Right. If she didn't know for sure what was on that phone, she shouldn't have done it. And she took a risk that potentially hurted her family.
Well, the thing about the phone was it had been buried, and I guess it had been under there so long the SIM card lost information on it. It only had the sender's information, not who was sending him messages or her messages.
Okay.
So, but the evidence that was up there just wasn't enough to do anything, and now you've implicated your sister in something that's not even going to help you get revenge, and you lose your benefits.
Right. And smear her name.
Smear her name.
Yeah.
Just silly. Number 7 WTF moment. Rodriguez, we now know why Rodriguez was at Truth. She was at Truth under the direction of Warren. He had the information that she coerced Dre into saying about Ghost killing Tasha's jump off. And you know, you say his name, Terrence Silver.
Well, you did a good job of it.
And even though Warren knew that this is something that shouldn't be used, he goes to the
They
judge.
knew it was flimsy evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I say that this AUSA office has got to be the absolute worst AUSA office in America. It's worse than the ones in West Virginia. If you live in New York, you don't want to live where power is. What did you think was that? We know why Rodriguez was there, so we can't say it's about Tate anymore. Thoughts?
I don't know where to go with that one. Like I said, it was a flimsy story. He knew it was a flimsy story.
Well, the reason he's getting desperate is because a reason we're going to say later on in this list. But Warren's getting desperate. He's picking on everybody else behaving like Cooper Sacks when he dropped the ball this time to himself.
Yeah.
But to me, the biggest reveal here is a lot of people thought that Rodriguez went to Truth because possibly Tate might have wanted this thing to be staged. Tate called her. But we know beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly why Rodriguez was there. So we can eliminate her being someone trying to kill Ghost because she was sent there to arrest him.
Right.
Number 6 WTF moment. How many of y'all remember Michael Jackson had some nephews called 3T? Well, this one is all about that. Paz's damn 3T looking son just dropping the ball this whole entire episode. Whether it was him being selfish. Well, mommy, I need my benefits for college. Oh, mommy, I can't take care of
It
dad.
wasn't college, it was high school.
He's in high school?
I thought he was in high school.
Wherever he was, he wanted money for school, and because of what's going on, it wasn't going to happen. He
We
didn't
should
want
be
to.
commending the young man for wanting to go to school.
But we should also be wanting this young man to understand the pain his
Right.
mama is going through,
Yeah.
and she's not just taking care of him; she's taking care of a granddad.
Right.
The thing that he don't know is that mama's dropping the ball too. And throughout this episode, he's getting more and more like Tariq.
Yeah.
Throughout the
I
episode,
did get that feel.
he was getting more and more like Tariq. And who knows, we might see him in a spinoff. But eventually, he takes the gun. He's about to run off the Truth and try to kill Ghost. And then one of the biggest emotional, heart-stringing parts of the story, the daddy is under the impression that Paz is Angela, and Paz wanted it that way. And the son, I don't know if he was just angry, frustrated, he just breaks down and says, look, Grandpa, that's not Angela, that's Paz. And you ain't like that, did you?
I thought the whole reason the daddy ended up in the hospital was because he finally told the daddy that Angela was dead. And he had like a panic attack or whatever, heart attack.
That is why he ended up there.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the point?
I mean, so I thought it was dumb. Apparently the daddy got Alzheimer's or some type of memory issues.
Right.
So I didn't think it made sense for the son to tell him that Angela was dead when he's just gonna forget, and you got to tell him all over again and watch him go through those emotions.
Well, I would tend to agree with you on that, with the exception of when they told the grandfather and they got him alone with Paz, he looked at Paz and realized that Paz is not Angela, it's really Paz. And then he gave that emotional speech about her name means peace.
Yeah.
So in that moment,
she had a heart-to-heart with her father. He
right.
told her basically...
In that moment, he didn't go back to his all-time self.
Right.
He had a heart-to-heart, and that would have never happened if this son wouldn't have said what he said.
I guess so.
So there you go.
I guess
but it was still stupid because you didn't have to have the granddaddy go to the hospital. That was, come on, man. Number 5 WTF moment. For those of y'all that have been saying that y'all don't believe it, it's time to believe it. Number 5. Y'all just go ahead and confirm Ghost is dead. His ass is dead. He ain't coming back. This is based on they passing out trust fund money. And we see our boy from the Cosby Show, Elvin, being the lawyer.
Elvin's
and
the
we
lawyer.
also see
My girl Kate.
Kate Egan comes through and says she's going to go tell her other son that her other son left her in the trust. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're keeping this real life, you don't get a trust done unless there is a death certificate. What did you think was the significance of them just liquidating the trust that Ghost left for all these various people?
Like you said, it confirms that he's dead.
He's dead.
You know, I accepted that during the last episode, but then a lot of people were throwing out theories saying, well, it could have just been like a charade because they're trying to protect him because he's technically a government official, whatever, or on the way to be a government official. And so, you know, I left that as a possibility. I felt like he was dead, but I knew it was a possibility that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they pop him back up again. The fact that they are distributing money from his will and all this other stuff to all these people, they are not giving up money if they don't have confirmation that this man is dead.
He's dead.
So
some of y'all just don't want to believe it. I know he's y'all hero from the show. I know some of y'all are tired of all these TV shows killing your favorite characters. Ghost is a ghost at this point.
Unless they got money to just give away and don't plan on getting it back, because Kate ain't giving that money back.
Oh no, you can forget that. Kate is just like the daddy on Shameless. That money is going to be snorted up her butt and her nose within 24 hours. That money ain't coming back.
And you know what? It's weird because even though this was, again, more confirmation that he was dead, I had no emotional reaction to that.
Well, that's because they've been gone for like 6 weeks.
That's it. I'm not attached to anybody else emotionally.
Right.
You know,
except for Kate.
I'm just numb to everybody dying. So now everybody's fair game. Tasha could die. Tommy could die. Right now, it wouldn't do anything to me.
To me, that's a sign that they have done a good job with the season 2.
You know, but it's also, will they drag me into another spinoff? Because I don't really care about, I'm not emotionally attached to anybody right now.
Which is what a lot of fans have been complaining about.
And so if you do a spinoff, I don't really...
You gonna watch it.
I don't think I'll be as invested in it if I was really emotionally attached and following a character like that.
Okay, we'll see. Number 4 WTF moment. In the trailer that they did for this episode, we saw someone wearing a wire and they had us elude that it was Tommy. Come to find out, it was Paz wearing a wire under the direction of Warren to try and implicate Ghost in a RICO, and he wanted information about Terezi's death. She goes in there. We realize that our man goes, he's not a slouch, man. He figured out during that talk with Paz that he was probably being recorded. And then Paz goes right off the reservation. Honey, what did you think was going on with that scene?
I mean, that scene confirmed what we thought when we saw it the very first time. The questions that she was asking him, you knew that she was
wired.
I knew, either she was recording on her own or she was wired. So I'm, was glad he didn't fall for it, but that was just obvious the first time it aired.
And I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like we both said in episode 10, she's wearing a wire. And that just confirmed that she was wearing a wire. But every time it gets to what's going on with her sister, she gets emotional, she loses self-control, and she done the same thing in this wiretapping. And when she was done, you saw Ramona pop up. Ramona put it on you. Which brings us to our number 3 WTF moment.
What?
Ramona confronts Paz in the bathroom as one caveat. The other caveats that y'all might not have paid attention to, or it might just slipped over your head, was the DNC official that showed up and put pressure on Warren to leave this case against Ghost alone because he's running for lieutenant governor. That was set up by Ramona.
We can only assume that it was set up by Ramona.
Okay, well, I'm assuming like hell it was set up by Ramona.
Yeah, because she's definitely pulling strings.
She's
in control of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And again, either she's just drinking the Kool-Aid and she really believes Ghost is this pristine, clean person who just had a past and now his president isn't involved in that.
May I stop you right there? She overheard that conversation when Paz was wearing that wire, so she know Ghost ain't squeaky clean. But she's still riding with this man because what did she say to Paz in the bathroom? Some men, some people are just winners.
Or just unstoppable. I can't be stopped.
Can't be stopped.
Yeah.
And Ghost can't be stopped. And so, you know what? She getting on for the ride.
Either she was drinking the Kool-Aid, as I was saying, or she's in it and has her hand in it as well. She just don't care.
She see an unstoppable ride, and she getting on the ride.
Okay.
That's what she doing.
Okay, yeah. Next.
Ride that ride, next. Ramona. Number 2, WTF moment. Paz shows up at Tommy's house. They are talking about killing Ghost. She's offering Tommy money to kill Ghost. But the quote that stood out to me the most, even though they're referencing Ghost, she says, "Can you kill the man that killed Angela?" And Tommy's looking at her like, "No, I can't kill that person." What was going through your mind during that scene?
I don't know. I kind of felt sorry for her, just looking at her like, you pleading to the person who actually killed your sister.
And she don't know it.
Yeah, she don't know it. Now this man had paid for her funeral, Angela's funeral.
Right.
She's running to him for help and don't realize that he's the one who actually did it.
Exactly.
And I was thinking, okay, when she find out, if she ever finds out, she's just gonna self-destruct.
Right. During that scene, do you felt like Tommy seemed flustered? Like he was worried someone else was showing up or he was hiding someone in the house?
That's what I thought, Tommy. So when she showed up, Tommy, he didn't let her get too far past the front door. It looked like he looked over his shoulder a little bit, like he was trying to hurry up and get rid of her. So I was a little suspicious that Tommy was up to something at that time. So it'll be interesting when they finally do his episode to see what was happening, what he was doing in that apartment when she popped up. Because I don't think he was just chilling. Right.
Well, we'll continue him on the very last and number 1 WTF moment. Tasha tells Paz who actually shot and killed Angela, and it was Tommy. Man. And I'm glad that she found out, because I was thinking that they might run it where they just left it in the air, but we needed Paz to know who did it. And then she shows up at Tommy's house. What was going through your mind about that whole scene?
So when Tasha told Paz that Tommy is the one who did it, the first thing I thought was, okay, what happened so Tommy and Tasha, they were thick as thieves. The fact that she's blurting that out and letting Paz know that tells me that something has disintegrated in their relationship. So either, my thoughts was maybe she wants Paz to go after Tommy. She doesn't right now. I guess she doesn't really care if Tommy gets caught, because she's telling Paz might blab to somebody else, or she might be dropping a seed in Paz's ear so Paz can try to go and kill Tommy, because she knows Paz is desperate. She's already been out like hunting and doing stuff to try to get Ghost, who she thought killed Angela. And so now that she knows that Tommy did it, she's gonna have that same vengeance for Tommy.
Right. That's not what I thought at all. Like I said, we know good and damn well Paz ain't gonna bust an apple in a fruit fight, so she wasn't gonna do nothing. This let me further know something that we discussed in my trailer review this week, that a deal has probably been made between Tasha and Tariq with the Italian lady that's probably keeping Eliza Marie at this point, that if they hand over or put Tommy in a compromising position, they will kill Ghost. So this lets me know that the execution plan that Tasha has put in place, possibly with Tariq, to get rid of Tommy has been executed. That's exactly what it told me. Exactly what it told me. She knew good and well Paz wasn't going to go over there and do nothing. And this just further lets us know basically, Tasha has something to do with the killing of her husband. We can't forget that Tasha revealed to Tommy when they was having one of their weed powwows in one of Tommy's muscle cars that she can get that insurance money if Ghost dies.
One other thing is, so apparently there's a rift in their relationship, and Tasha's selling Tommy down the river.
Right.
Tommy might have found out that Tasha's the one who killed Lakeisha.
I think he already know that.
So maybe again, Tasha is trying to put heat on Tommy because Tommy is coming after Tasha for killing Lakeisha.
Right.
So again, I think bottom line, that whole scene just tells me that Tommy and Tasha aren't on the same team together, and we can only assume that Tariq and Tasha are in cahoots. And
what would have it where Tommy's house is missing all his furniture that quick?
Tommy just up and
bounce.
Did he up and bounce?
Or the FBI cleared his house out?
I guess we can assume Tommy up and bounced.
Up and bounced. He's up and killed. He's in jail. Maybe his mama came and got the furniture. Something is. I can't wait to find out what's going on with that.
But if he was killed, his apartment wouldn't be clear.
It just depends on who knows whether or not he's dead. It depends on how they handle his death. We have to see. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our review. If you want to be one of the people to win the Power Season 6 t-shirt, leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. Follow this channel. I will be dropping the podcast link for this as well. We love you. We enjoy your comments. Continue to help this new channel grow because y'all know I'm fighting YouTube. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, we'll see you.